So, how are we doing today, stream? Welcome back. It's a wonderful day. And, just to start off the stream, I'd like to announce that the Damn Challenge is back. I just needed a couple weeks break to kind of recharge. And, now we're on the bi-weekly schedule again. The Damn Challenge, for those of you that are new, and where it originates from. So when you save a map in Dungeon Alchemist, it's saved as a .dam file, which stands for Dungeon Alchemist map. And so we kind of lean into that a little bit and use it for various puns or whatever. And I host a bi-weekly challenge called the Damn Challenge, where I give you a theme. This week, or this bi-weekly theme, is library. And using that theme, I would like for you to make a map of any shape or size using library as inspiration. And then we have a section in our Discord labeled Damn Challenge where you can actually submit your map, and there's rules pinned at the top of the Damn Challenge channel for what you need to do to submit. And any maps that are submitted are considered by me as a possible winner. The winner actually wins a $10 Hero Forge gift card, so you can get yourself a token or two, depending on sales and whatnot. And that way you can get, a token on Dungeon Alchemist. Anyway, so we do these contests every 2 weeks. So this one, like I said, is library. You have 2 weeks time to enter. So between now and the stream on the 28th. I wonder why it as well, Highland Lass. I'm just kidding. Hey, welcome back, Flail Snail. So, yeah. Yeah, Sack won our last Damn Challenge, and he got himself a nice little token on Hero Forge with the with his digital gift card. They added digital gift cards over the holiday season. It's really, really straightforward. I can purchase the gift card, send the code for you, and you can use the link to redeem it on your account, and you're good to go. Oh, I have to set it, dude. Sorry, it's easier when you're in chat like this, but my stuff is acting funky, and I don't want to jump around, so I'll probably have to change it. I will set your role as artist and VIP. That's another thing you win. You win the roles artist and VIP in chat. So you get VIP for a month and artist for 2 weeks. So, I just would like to say welcome one and all to the stream. My name is Mac. I am the community manager for Dungeon Alchemist. This is the official Dungeon Alchemist channel. And what Dungeon Alchemist is, if you're wondering what the heck you're looking at, it's a map-making tool that allows you to build maps for your tabletop RPG campaigns, particularly ones set in a fantasy setting. So, kind of part of the reason we stream in D&D, a lot of people in our community make maps for D&D. A lot in our community also make maps for Pathfinder and a few other, different fantasy-based tabletop RPGs. So essentially, Dungeon Alchemist is AI powered. It allows you to build environmental maps or buildings that are generated with AI assistance in seconds. But you can also dive in and build stuff by hand. And I really love to showcase that on these streams because a lot of people don't really understand that Dungeon Alchemist is both AI and hand building. It's both. It's the best of both worlds. So you get the AI assistance if you want to generate like a nice foundation for your map, or just quickly generate battle maps for your players when they go on a path you didn't expect, etc. That's one of my favorite use cases for Dungeon Alchemist is you had a whole session planned and then your players are like, well, we want to go this way. And it's not anything you have planned at all. And Dungeon Alchemist can allow you to quickly generate maps on the fly. And so let me show you an example of that. So I'm going to use digital just because it's easier to make a digital map for export. In general, print is limited to the paper size you set it to, so you can't make the map any larger than that paper size. So keep that in mind when you're generating maps. Whereas digital, you could always print, slice up or rasterize a file into many smaller files to print, or you could take it to a print shop and get it printed on like a poster or something like that. Anyway, I usually do it in digital because you can also export for most virtual tabletops this way. So first and foremost, you want to set your size. So I'm just going to set one to 40 by 40. Let's let the community make a map, actually. So we've got some new faces here today. Waffle Iron, are you still here? I don't mean to put you on the spot, but I was wondering if you'd like to help me build a map. Because you're our most recent follow, so figure might as well give you the option to make it. How you doing, Crunch? Welcome. What you talking about, Wolfgold? Okay, I don't think Waffle Iron is still here. Oh, so let's just have somebody else in chat help me out here. Someone help me pick a terrain. Anything but dark parchment, because we know dark parchment is mainly limited to like on a black background where there's no environment. Hey, Dirty Rollers, how you doing? He is, but he could be watching multiple streams or lurking or may not want to interact, and I don't want to force them to. You know what I mean? So the first thing that came up was jungle, so we're going to go with jungle, okay? Gotcha, yeah. I knew what you were talking. Now I get it. Sorry. It definitely is in the US as well. I quite remember helping do library duty on certain classes because I enjoyed organizing the books. I don't know why. It was fun, but the Dewey Decimal System is very organized. Hey, how you doing, Geronimo? Hey, Eeyore, welcome back. Man, we got like a full house today. We're only 12 viewers away from a possible giveaway. Hey, Carmi, how you doing? Welcome back. So we're going to go jungle. Okay, so elevation. The first elevation pitched is what we're going to generate our AI map with. Right, Marquis? It looks good, doesn't it? We'll come back to this map in a minute, but in the moment, we're going to just make... We're going to make a map really quick as a community. So Crater was the first one that came up. So we're going to do that. I don't like making polls because they take too long. You know what I mean? Hey, Taveron, how you doing? Welcome back. If it was like something we wanted to get the whole community's opinion on over like 10 minutes, yeah, that's fine. Let's do a poll. But I don't really like creating polls for simple questions like this. Let's see here. So now we've got Crater. I'm going to do dense growth because you don't really want a jungle without growth. Let's pick a water type. No water, river, lake, lakeside, island. Crunch, put river. Okay. Now we just need basically room placement. All of these are pretty straightforward. The terrain type, elevation, vegetation, water. But room placement, what this means in English, especially if you're new to Dungeon Alchemist, this could be a kind of confusing setting. And basically, this is where your AI-drawn buildings that you use this tool up here where my mouse is moving around in the top left. That is where the level the building will be at for the rest of the build. And currently, there's 3 tiers you can build at, as you can see. Water level, so this would be at the river level. Plateau would be up kind of a few feet above. I think it's about 10, 15 feet above that. And then mountaintops, which is another 10, 15 feet above that. And those are currently the 3 build levels for the AI-drawn rooms. Now, you can place objects on many different levels, so you can build a lot of structures by hand. And there's a few structures that are very passable, as nice little shacks or sheds or, you know, fishing, whatever, cabins, etc. And you can put them together to make even bigger structures, and they work really well too, and they can be placed at any level. But if you want the AI drawn stuff, it'll only be at these 3 levels. So I'm going to do water level for the sake of creativity. I'm going to hit generate terrain. Oh my goodness, what just happened? I just crashed Dungeon Alchemist, of course. Great product demo. Want to hurry and just regenerate everything we said. Jungle, crater, river, dense growth, water level, create. It happens, right? To the best of us. How you doing, Schnoodle? Welcome to the chat. Moon Druid, I actually do some kind of middle-length videos that are like tutorials. We have a series called Give a Damn, and basically I kind of teach how to do things in those videos. One of them is how to make a sewer. One of them is how to do caves, and the other one's how to use Hero Forge and what types of tokens work with it and how to link your account. The problem is basically I kind of had to put the brakes on those series temporarily. I do have a couple of them that I've scripted out and kind of storyboarded. That's my process. I'll write out a script and then I storyboarded out what kind of like segments or sequences I'd want in the shots for like the recording. And it actually is my job, kind of to a degree. Actually, it is my job. As the community manager for Dungeon Alchemist. But the thing is my bosses wanted me to focus primarily on shorts and the streams. I only put the streams on YouTube because people want to see them on their own time and not on Twitch VODs. And also Twitch VODs kind of have a timer on them. They expire after like 7 days, they're gone. So I post them there so anyone can watch them at any time. But yeah, we do the shorts there. I try to post one a week. I had strep throat most of December, so I kind of botched that. I didn't post many in December. So it was way hard to do anything. But basically, it's kind of at the requests of the bosses, and it's not a bad thing. That's what they want the focus to be. But I think in the next month or so, I'm going to start balancing it where it'll be like one tutorial, 4 to 5 shorts, and then the streams every month. Okay, so I don't know what's up with OBS. Part of it crashed earlier and it just kept running and then it just crashed entirely. So I apologize there, but it seems to be running better right now. But, you know, OBS is sometimes on something. I don't really know what to do when the software just randomly crashes, you know? I kind of want to make some of you jealous with something I have. What? What are you owing about? It couldn't have been this. So, there's some things being worked on in the background relative to merch. Hands up, though. How many of you would be interested in getting your hands on merch, even if it was only limited right now, because we've been testing the quality, and there's a few things that we weren't happy with, so, but like mugs, water bottles, stickers, hats. If that was all there was, would you guys and gals be okay with that for the interim while we work out quality stuff? With them on like shirts and hoodies and stuff, because we ordered some of those and we weren't very happy with them. This is the kind of thing we should make a poll about. Man, let me figure out how to make a poll. Okay. Well, here's the thing about the merch, is I went out of my way to find a particular merch company that supplies for all of EU and the US and surrounding area. So we've test ordered for EU and the US. And the turn times on US is pretty amazing. It's just so some of the items we got that were shirts. We got like a shirt, we got like a hoodie, and we got like an apron. And the print quality wasn't quite as good as the devs wanted, and they changed their minds on those. Now, they hold a very high quality standard to their products, as you guys are aware. Maybe it could just be them being very, very particular, but at the same time, they wouldn't want to release a product to you guys that they felt was substandard, so I understand that. These water bottles and stuff and mugs, I've seen a bunch of them, and I got this water bottle for myself. And it's really, really, really not that bad of quality. I ran it through the dishwasher, and it stayed on. That was my first test, just to see how well it would hold up. So yeah. Anyway, that's kind of just something to consider. Hmm. 70 viewers? I'm only seeing 40. Oh, wait, there's 70? Holy cow. Holy cow. We're barely doing anything right now. What are you guys here watching for? No. I see 42 right now. I'm going to refresh just to make sure. Ah, it's at 70 now. Wow. Wow. Crikey. Okay, so here's the deal. I see 70 viewers right now, so we're going to just count it, and we're going to do a giveaway. First and foremost... Oh, it just dipped back down. And might be a problem. However, we're at 41 again now. It's only a matter of time before we hit 50, so I say we just do the giveaway, and we're going to hit 50 anyway, and then we won't be doing one later. How's that sound? Yeah, it's jumping back up to 70, back down. What I'm going to do is reset my chat bot really quick, just to make sure. Starseeker, I went out of my way and researched a merch distributor that ships all over to EU and ships all over the US and like North America and that stuff. So, and South America. I went out of my way to find something that did that. So basically, we have what is essentially two stores. One that's kind of for US-based purchases and one that's for EU-based purchases. And that's what helps speed up your ability to order merch and get it much quicker, as well as get it without increased international shipping. I don't know who it's delivered by, unfortunately. They just pair with local shippers. I actually got a chance to test out like the merch and ship some stuff to a bunch of our US-based not US devs, US-based moderators, because we're kind of testing the merch, stress testing it before we decide to go out to the public, you know? Is that like the Royal Mail thing? I don't know exactly. Sorry, I don't know what's going on over there. I apologize. I'm not in the know. I'm going to restart this chat bot, though, really quick. I just want to make sure if we do a giveaway that there's no problem. Okay, cool. See, I don't know for sure, and I just wanted to make sure I wasn't getting them all mixed up. While we're waiting, let's take a look at this map we generated earlier. Oh my gosh. Why does Dungeon Alchemist just keep crashing today? It's probably because I have the dev build now, and I'm not in the dev build, but I've been jumping back and forth between them. Probably need to repair. This map actually looks pretty cool. I like it. Generate that bigger one, though. Are you really gonna crash on me, bud? There you go. I'm just gonna set this down to low because I feel like that's part of the reason. I just got this and 100 other things running. My browser just crashed. See, it's just one thing after another today. Isn't it, though? Hey, Counselor, how you doing? Okay, the chat bot finally reset. Ask Vim for a better PC. You know, I might consider that. No, honestly, the only thing in my PC that needs upgrading is my graphics card, and it's getting old. It's starting to get up there in years. It's a GTX 1080. It would be nice, but I just don't know if they'll warrant it's a cost they could justify. I don't know. I do only have the one rig right now, which is definitely bottlenecking things. I do have an updated CPU and motherboard. I have 32 gigs of RAM. I have 2 SSDs, but my GPU is the oldest thing in my computer right now. It is definitely a little archaic. Oh my gosh. Hello, Nikki. Thank you for the raid, and also before 32 gigabytes. Hey, Nikki, thank you so much for the raid. Iconoplast, how are you doing? So I actually got the pleasure of meeting Nikki early on her stream, just before I went live. So I have as a long-time streamer, I've been streaming since Twitch was Justin TV. And I honestly, I've streamed on a lot of different sites. I've been partnered on 2 different sites, Mixer and Facebook Gaming. And I understand streaming pretty well, and I have a particular set of skills. And using those skills, I'm able to locate Dungeon Alchemist streams with extreme prejudice. But I found Nikki's stream earlier, and she and her community have such a great energy. So fun. Got to hang out with them and talk Dungeon Alchemist, answer some questions, and check out her build. And she just is so enthralled with DA. We're going to do a giveaway, actually. So we hit 50 viewers, which means we're going to do a giveaway of Dungeon Alchemist, a Steam key, which means you can redeem that key right away and start using it immediately. I'm pretty sure there's actually a channel with someone DMing with Dungeon Alchemist right now. I've caught him a few times. Oh, they're on break. But he uses Dungeon Alchemist as a VTT. Basically, he moves the player's pieces around for them. It's pretty cool. But, yeah, expect to see a lot more people streaming DA soon. We've got a PR team working with us to help us get expanding out and doing more. This is stuff I wanted to do months ago, doing, keys for content creators and streamers and press and stuff like that. So I'm glad we're finally doing it. And we're starting to see a lot more creators also just getting Dungeon Alchemist because of the holidays. A lot of DMs got this product and have been using it. I'm glad you're enjoying it, Nikki. I appreciate you streaming Dungeon Alchemist. It means the world to me as the community manager. And like I said, I love supporting Dungeon Alchemist streams. There's a few streamers in here who know me, Dirty Rollers in particular. There's a few other streamers who I've met here who stream DA religiously. Sack has just started streaming Dungeon Alchemist. I would love to start building a tighter-knit community of all our cartographers who stream here. It would be pretty fun. So tell me, Nikki, what is your favorite feature in Dungeon Alchemist? Sack's streams are very good. He keeps talking to the chat, which is good, even when there's no chat, which is like streaming 101. And then in addition to that, his builds are just fantastic. You don't have to pick one. How about you pick 3? Boats. Boats! Okay, let's make a map with, let's make a boat, actually. Actually, you know what? Let's look up boats, because that'll save me some time. Because I know we have some airships that were made on here that were crazy. This one's one of my favorite builds of all time. So, because you can go into objects and disable collisions, you have this amazing ability to merge objects together to create new and unique objects. So one of our very talented cartographers, Aloe Vera, put together this amazing airship battle during a dam challenge we hosted some months back. For those of you that are new here, we do these things called dam challenges every 2 weeks where you can make a map using the theme we have, which our current theme is library. And you submit a map in our Discord, and it could be a map of any shape or size as long as you use library as a theme. And the winner wins a $10 Hero Forge digital gift card, which is great because you can get a free token and import it into Dungeon Alchemist. You also get a VIP tag and an artist tag here on the stream, which is really awesome. So this map here, as you can, they've put together some crazy stuff: windmills, a big, huge boat, cannons, all sorts of wooden structures together. And what I love about this map, here, let me go into cinematic mode so we can kind of fly around in drone view. Look down here, they actually have cabins. This is so legit. I love it. Aloe really thought of everything in this build. It's beautiful. Yep, it is. It's one of my favorite airship maps. And I love that it's 2 different types. You have like a straight up, like a steam engine versus like a science-y, like weird, maybe that's like magic or something. Okay, so I would say the assets selection is incredible. So that's number 1 from Nikki. Number 2, rooms are so easy to generate, so a quick map is simple to make. And 3, exactly what you're showing on your stream, the customizability. Customization, it's limitless. It is. It truly is. Once you turn off those collisions and you get the hang of it, you can make all sorts of stuff. I mean, here we have like oversized shields and fences and crates and oars and all sorts of stuff. I love that there's this little... It's just thought of everything on this map. It's beautiful. It's a good one. You can find this map on the Steam Workshop. All you got to do is search Airship. The very beautiful map. There's a lot of maps on our workshop that were buried when we first opened the workshop because these maps had existed on our Discord for months. Our community had been sharing them in Discord long before we had Steam Workshop. And now Steam Workshop is kind of become the home of our maps. I think there's like 1,900 maps, or just shy of 1,900 maps when I checked this morning. Here, let me double check. We have 1,895 maps, so 5 maps away from hitting 1,900 maps. That's insane. Anyway, so I love just browsing y'all's maps. I usually search by recent and just kind of check them out to see if anything pops. That library we were looking at earlier was particularly interesting, and it inspired the new dam challenge because it looked so cool. Candlekeep, Shemshine's bedtime rhyme. Okay, but it looks interesting. Really neat how they, use the curve walls that we have available under objects. So if you go to place objects, structural, you have round constructions. These are objects that have round, you know, either quarter platforms or full round or round in them. And then you can place them together to make either circular objects or put them in tandem with the square ones to make stuff like this. So that would be like one of these walls just kind of placed in there, as you can see. And then these walls actually provide line of sight information, so they act like a normal square wall. And as you can see here, they actually put the rounded walls on the corner. They deleted the square walls here and then put rounded walls on the edge, which gave them rounded rooms, which is a brilliant use of these rounded corners. I really like it a lot. Oh man, okay, let's do that giveaway. Everyone's been patiently awaiting a giveaway, and I apologize about that. I was pulling up a document and it wasn't working, so I can't get the keys, I can't do a giveaway, and it finally loaded. So, Dungeon Alchemist. I will just say this right now, in order to qualify for the giveaway, you must be following the stream, so if you're not already following, hit that follow button so you're ready to go when I drop the giveaway. Goodness, that map just crashes Dungeon Alchemist. Probably going to open something else. Yep, 10 minutes. So you have 10 minutes to enter. You type giveaway in chat to enter, or exclamation giveaway. Hey, Master Grim, thank you for that follow. Also, Iconoplast, Gray Hoodie, Jeff, Stolen Radishes, Fairy, Quinn Titania, Blacksmith, Thantrax, You've Got Y'all. Thank you so much for the follows. Those are the follows from the last 20 minutes. Just want to do quick shout outs. Much appreciated. Probably not going to open that map again because it's crashing my stuff on stream. You've already given away one? That's awesome. Thank you for your support. Nikki, again, thank you for the raid. Nikki Nerds Out for your community. Appreciate you being here, checking us out. Oh, nice. Nice. That's awesome. Well, thank you, Iconoplast, for sharing it with her. Honestly, it's so nice to meet new cartographers that stream, and I always am on the lookout, so I'm glad I caught you before I went live. It's my favorite thing to do is pop in and say, nice map. Your reaction was so pure. Wish we could just bottle that up. You were so excited. I'm gonna go clip that later. Okay, so just a little mad. You're asking how to blend water with Badlands terrain. Looks very stark instead of blending gradually. Starseeker, your message is kind of cut off there, so I'm not sure what you're going for. There's just under 7 minutes to enter the giveaway! Exclamation giveaway. Dang, can devs do tutorials on Unity? I mean, we could ask them if they have the time. We can try. I'm sure they might be interested in showcasing it. By the way, have you guys and gals seen some of the new teaser content we've been sharing on our socials and in Discord lately? It's absolutely iconic, some of the new stuff that we're sharing for the new update. I would love to have Carl in a tech talk, but I mean, if he wanted to just do a video where he demoed something, you know, without a camera, that'd be cool too. But I mean, it'd be awesome to have either of them on the stream. But dropping some social links, our Discord, etc. So some new things that they've been teasing about: animated export, green or blank slate objects, and what those are. Vim posted a teaser about that last night really late when most people wouldn't be on. Excuse me. Ooh, root beer. Anyway, so it's basically circle, square, flat, green objects that you can place a PNG image in, and it just becomes a backdrop, similar to the customizable rug that you can swap the images or the paintings, etc. But now it's just a blank backdrop. So whatever you put in there is the image. No brim anymore. No gold ring, no paper brim, nothing like that. So with that in mind, that will allow you a lot of customization in your builds going forward. I kind of want to show you guys that, but just so you know, you could see it in Discord. Yes, the date we're hoping to launch is January 31st, by the way, everyone. And while I've got your attention, and there's a bunch of us here, January 21st, we're doing a reveal stream, part 1 of 2. January 28th, we're doing part 2 of 2. So the next 2 streams after this one, so the next 2 Saturdays, will be reveal streams, where we'll be showcasing brand new content that will be launching in our upcoming Winter Wonderlands update. That will be at 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. UTC, both streams. We always start the stream same day, same time, just for consistency. So every Saturday we do a dam stream. It's the same time as the normal streams, yes. So we have events for it in our Discord right now. You can actually, if you're a member of our Discord, there's three events in our Discord. One's the current one right now that we're live, but the next 2, if you RSVP or interested to those events, you'll get a reminder in Discord, which is great. And those will give you a reminder in your time zone specific, so that helps tremendously. Swedish Cook, I would love to allow people into the beta, but I think that the beta they do beta testing internally with all of our artists and the devs and myself, because they want to make sure we cover all the specific things they're looking to test and weed out. Now, that being said, I don't know if they're not open to it. I could run the idea by them, but I think there would probably be a lot of people interested in being in beta testing. And I know they did beta testing prior to launch with the community, so I don't see why they might not be interested in it again. A beta build or like a stress test build might be interesting. One thing I've wanted to do, and I've pitched to the devs before, would be fun, actually. By the way, there's only 3.5 minutes to enter the giveaway, so if you're interested in winning a free copy of Dungeon Alchemist, hit that follow button and type !giveaway in chat. Just a little, Matt, I'm not ignoring you. We will go over your map thing here in a minute. I'm just covering a few things, okay, bud? So with that in mind, I was hoping to try and get a few people from our community together to help with, once this new update is available, to test. It's not so much they're there to test, but they help build a set of maps that we could launch with in the workshop, like on day 1, like 40 or 50 maps. So it's like day 1, everyone can access these maps and download them. It would be pretty cool to have a collection of maps like that, and it's also kind of a neat way to stress test it at the same time. But I would, if we did something like that, it would be like I set up a form. If you're interested, you apply, and then myself and the devs pick a handful of people and go from there. I would love to do something like that, but the thing is the timing of it all is hard to do, and it's not always as straightforward, because the build is... Like, I got to peek at the build the other day for the first time, and oh my gosh, can I just say it is stunning, some of the new stuff that's in it. I really want to redacted. No, I'm just kidding. I want to tell you all about it, but the thing is That's what the next 2 streams are for. We're going to showcase it. I'm familiarizing myself with all the new content, so when the 21st comes, you guys get to see everything, and as best it's running in a beta build. Does it give you feedback? It typically... No, it doesn't give any feedback. It just shows something on my side. Amerison, I see that you're in it, though. Yep, so that's one way to get feedback. About a minute left, by the way, everyone. So let's go ahead and we're going to make a new map. We're going to go 30 by 30. And we're going to go Badlands. And we're going to set it up for... Let's see. Probably just flat. And then we're going to go lakeside. We're going to do just some dry bushes, and we'll do water level. So Just a Little Mad asked earlier how to better taper this. Now, just to clarify, Just a Little Mad, you are wanting to have this transition from here to the water look more natural instead of being almost the same thing, right? Okay, so one thing I will say, as someone who lives in the U.S. Southwest, and I've lived in it my entire life, a lot of places where it transitions from like this desert rock to like a water, it's still very much desert rock underneath it. Hey, Gore Vidal, you won, congratulations. You got to type exclamation claim in chat in the next 30 seconds. Oh, you got it right away. Wow, that was super fast. Can we get some congratulations in chat for the winner of the giveaway? That was fun to do a giveaway. And remember, every time we get a 50 viewer milestone, we do a giveaway. So we're at 60 viewers now. If we hit 100 viewers today, we'll do another giveaway. So if you didn't win this time, it's next time as possible. In addition to that, every stream we do these giveaways. So if we hit 50 viewers, we do a giveaway. Almost every stream now we've been doing one. It's crazy how much support we've had in the streams lately. I do appreciate it all. So if it were me, I would look at all the varied terrain brushes. And first things first, I would probably lower the terrain manually. Just a little bit, so it's more of a, like a steeped off, you know? It's a little big, and let's make it less intense here. Actually, a little bit more. So we use the terrain brush here to just kind of rapidly, and I like to go all over so it looks a lot more natural. Next, if you go in these terrain brushes, they do have some of these sands that you could kind of put in along the edge here, which could give off a more natural feel. And this is in the Badlands one. It doesn't look like it generates this naturally in the AI, which we could make a suggestion to Carl, and it could do that. And then you could go through and taper that with some kind of rock on the edge. There's typically going to be a sandbank, even in, desert bodies of water, oases, lakes, etc. So you could use this sandbank as a natural kind of barrier. And, there's a lot of plants here, so you could even thin out the plants using the Object Eraser, which is under the Object tab, Object Brush, Object Eraser. And you could kind of thin up some of the other environment. It looks like these shrubs here are set in their ways. For some reason, I thought these were ones we could erase. Another thing, too, you could thin this out by changing the terrain entirely in this stage. I'm pretty sure that will get rid of some of it. Let's see. Nope, it does not. Okay. Let's just try. Yeah, that will. So you could kind of extend the dune out a little bit on the edge here. Taper it a little bit more. Yeah, that is That is one thing that is a struggle, Bus. Let me check something here. So this is one thing you don't like right here, right? So maybe if we just turned off vegetation entirely and generated the same terrain, then you hand place the vegetation might be a better solution than letting it bake it in and do that. It is weird that you can't remove those dry brush. Hey, Gore, give me 1 second and I'll issue you your key, okay? Just to show that we are indeed legitimate. I'm going to issue him his key right now, and then he can verify he got it. They can verify. 14, 22. Okay, I just whispered the key to you, Gore. So you should get a whisper here on Twitch. And if you could just verify. Honestly, I am too. I'm glad you made it. You should really check out our Discord. It's a great place to be, you know, in between. Drink that. Love you. It's a great place to be in between because, oh, great. Because, you know, people share maps, there's support, there's tips and tricks. Just a great place to chat with other DMs. You said you're kind of new to DMing. And they have the GM chat, which is great for asking questions. Like, people all the time will be like, okay, what kind of encounter should I set up for this? Or do you recommend a map for this? The other great thing is the Steam Workshop, like we were talking about earlier. It's great for DMs that are new and old, because if you need an encounter really quick, you can basically just search it and come up with it. Oh, man. Thank you so much for dropping the link, Seisu. Okay, so let's get back to just a little Mads kind of thing here. So we lowered the terrain first in this area to kind of give off a more steep drop in the water. And it also definitely looks a lot deeper when you do that, because, you know, it is deeper. Next, we go into the varied terrain brushes. I really liked this dune for the sand. Just make this the biggest we can, because that'll save us a lot of time. Do a small little gradual just kind of tapering of like sand to like a rougher patch of dirt and then to stone. Usually at the bottom of the sandbank, it's just getting torn up there and it's a little bit more rough on your feet. Now, let's extend the sandbank here again. Kaihira, welcome. How you doing? That's awesome to hear. Something like this, right? And then you would have, you know, varied stones and stuff like that. So we could go into the object brush, go to nature or rock formations, maybe just drop some stones here, maybe even over here. And if you don't want quite as many or quite as large, you can shrink the brush size and lower the intensity. Let's get like a smaller stone. I'm just trying to break up the monotony of this beach a little bit. It depends on how public it was used or whatever, because it may not have you know, be cleaned beach perfect for, you know, use for people to lay out and chill on. Next, you could go drop in some plants. So you have like jungle trees might work. Wish we had there's like cactuses and stuff. You could put those at the edge here, kind of leading into the like the Badlands, little pockets of them. Hey, thank you so much for the raid. You have a wonderful day, and I appreciate you being here. Enjoy your meal, and we'll talk later. Let's see here. I get what you're saying, though. Just a little mad, and I see where you're coming from here, that there is kind of a lack of options when it comes to blending these terrains very well. So, may even just have to go in and grab stuff like this by hand. There may not actually be a brush for it, and we just got to do it by hand the old school way. You know what I mean? Yes. So let's say you wanted to print this map right now. So I design in the 3D perspective, but you know, when you go to export, it will be in a top down like this. And then you go to File and Export, or you can type Control-E as a shortcut. And depending on how you want to export it, you have many options. So you can export for print. Notice it makes the edges white there to save on ink. You can export just the image only, and that could also be printed, or you can import that into any VTT you want as long as it has image import. Lastly, we have direct export for Foundry, Fantasy Grounds, and Roll20. And then there's a universal export, which will give you a file, an image file, and I believe a JSON file that gives you like wall and line of sight data, or what is it, a universal, what's the file type for this one? I can't remember. Hey, thank you, Lox, much appreciated. UVTT, yep, UVTT. So that's what it exports as. So you can use it in a bunch of different virtual tabletops. Now, the thing with Roll20, you do need a pro membership for Roll20 to take advantage of the light and wall data in the export. So normally, like grid, light, wall data, all that stuff will export and work with like Foundry and Fantasy Grounds, but Roll20 requires you have a pro membership to take advantage of that. You download our API script and put it into your Roll20 game, and then it allows you to utilize that with a pro membership. Now, dynamic lighting was just recently added to Roll20, and we don't have full support for that yet, but our devs said as soon as this update's out, they will put a patch out for the API script. Oh, is there just a little mad? Nice. So, let's say you want to print, you can turn on the grid, right? So you have square grid. There, I'm just going to show you how this looks. And this would be printed with a grid. So you have this map ready to go. It's a great little simple battle map if you wanted to. We could add a little bit more light to it too. Maybe put a couple of boats or like a raft here sitting on the shore. So that's if you're going to print it, you're ready to go. Now let's say you want something that's actually hex. So in the grid settings, you can go in and change from square to hex. You can change the grid colors. When you're in hex mode, you can actually change the grid size, which is neat. I don't think our devs have any intention to support 3D export at this time. It's been asked a few times, but it's a very, and I hate to say this, and I'm not trying to discredit the suggestion or the need. It's a very niche, hey, see you later, Rad Trills, kind of niche need at the moment. And it was something we never promised in our Kickstarter. So if we do it, it would be something after we kind of finish all our Kickstarter progress. You can see our roadmap on the upvote link dropped in chat. And that's a great way to kind of follow the progress of what's being worked on, what's being suggested, because it's a suggestion / roadmap. So it's 2 in 1. You can upvote, make suggestions, upvote existing suggestions, leave comments on them, as well as see what the devs are working on kind of in real time. Oh, by the way, we have 50 plus people here. Can I ask a small favor of the community? It would mean a lot to me. So Dungeon Alchemist is trying very, very hard to become a category on Twitch. And despite using all the normal channels that Twitch and their game database has suggested and everything, we keep getting declined because Dungeon Alchemist is technically not a game. It's a map-making utility. And it's a map-making tool. And basically, we're trying so hard to get a category here on Twitch, so when people stream Dungeon Alchemist, it's all in one central location. It makes it easier for you as viewers to find different map makers. Right now, there is no there is no category. So basically, it's a trouble that we're running into. We have a petition on Twitch's user voice page, and essentially, we have over 1,500 votes and counting, and we're trying to get enough attention to hopefully get a category added, so anyone who streams Dungeon Alchemist on Twitch has a place that's easier to find, you know, their viewers can find them. Right now, I've seen people stream Dungeon Alchemist in just chatting, art, D&D, TTRPG. There's so many places. Even if we just had a cartography section on Twitch, I'd be happy. But if y'all could follow that link, I've seen people in art, yes. If you could click that link and upvote our user voice petition, maybe leave a comment on, you know, maybe on why you support the need for a Dungeon Alchemist or a cartography category, that would mean so much to me. The more votes we have, the more likely we are to get attention. I mean, I've been trying for months to get this to happen, but, you know, it's still a possibility. And so the more, you know, votes we get, it really does help get noticed. So please, if you haven't already, drop a vote. Hey, Will, how you doing? So, let's see here. So, yeah, the thing is, I mean, we have tokens, so people can place tokens. We have the ability to, export to all major, you know, virtual tabletops, so you can plug it into game systems. So it is essentially like, you know, it's like a fun tool, a therapeutic tool, an assistance tool. But I really do wish that this was a category its own, so people could find us better, instead of us being all spread out to the 5 winds of Twitch. Anyway, so, kind of moving back to what we were building here. Thank you so much, everyone. Let's take a look at that, Random Ladybird. Let me turn off the grid first, because it's kind of, like, really hard. Building with the grid on is hard for me. I only export with it on if I'm going to print, and that's it. Thank you so much, Mayhem and Gaming. Much appreciated. You guys are so kind. I really appreciate the support. And it's just all of you being here, hanging out. First off, watching, lurking, chatting, you know, supporting the streams. It's so amazing for me as the community manager to have all of you here, excited about the damn streams, excited about our next update, which is launching most likely January 31st. Fingers crossed, knock on wood, you know, all your lucky charms. Yes, you can, Kaihira. So right now you can import from Hero Forge. Wonder why that's having a problem. I know I have imported my own tokens. These are some that I've imported. So this is one of my characters from a campaign and a one-shot I was in. His name is Mac Guyver, and it's a changeling artificer. You can, myself and Sack, we made a map around Halloween that was a Hocus Pocus theme map, and I made these, I made Mary, Sarah, and Winifred Sanderson as tokens to put in the house. But anyway, so I don't know why I'm getting this error right now, but basically, when you click on this tab in the the token panel, it gives you, there's a link you can click, and it gives you instructions on how to link your Hero Forge account. And any tokens you've either gotten as, like if you're a Pro Plus member and gotten packs as part of the monthly subscription, or any tokens you purchased as 3D digital, not 3D print, 3D digital, those will import to Dungeon Alchemist. Now, if any of your table players have made their own tokens, they can share that token with you, and you can get the link, purchase it, and put it into your game. Oh, I'm sorry, Ark. That's a pain. Sometimes that stuff is a butt. Exactly, Crunch. There's plenty. So the whole sim genre of gaming and says they're not a game. It's a simulator, but they have their own categories. There's tons of categories that have their own that don't make any sense. So why don't we? I really appreciate the support. The other thing to consider, too, is if you have... Sorry, one second. The other thing to consider too is if you have two-factor on your account, it may be blocking it until you log in with that. Oh man. Yep, they did just add a ton of animals. Also, this step is the first step towards allowing 3D imports on the Steam Workshop. So we have the Steam Workshop for map importing, and we have Hero Forge, just kind of a test case to see how tokens interacted with our system. And eventually, we're going to allow 3D asset import at some point down the road, where, you know, if you're a 3D designer, you can import your own assets and tokens, or purchase a token from a designer and import it, as long as you have the right file types. Well, Sack and Random Ladybird, there after the next update launches, you will have the option to use that green circle to put any animal down as like a flat token or any kind of interactive environment you want. There's not a 2D importer. There is the Steam Workshop where you... Here, one second. Let's keep... When there's silence, I feel uneasy. Okay, so you can publish maps on Steam Workshop and essentially share your builds, or you can set them to private or friends only, but you can set them to public and share them on Steam Workshop for anyone to download. And when you're setting up this this publish here, you can click here, take a screenshot, you know, a variety of different, or at one angle, and get a really good, angle of your build. You can put a title, description, whatever. Now, there will be the option after the update. So there's a few objects here. So we have this customizable carpet, for instance. This object has been used very creatively over the last few months. You can click on... Here, one moment. Sorry, my wife, bless her heart, she made a bunch of really cool, like, neat magic circles for me, so I don't have to use anyone else's art. And I'm gonna just hurry and download this. But basically, people have been using this image to kind of make their own, or this item to make their own magic circles, blood splatters, etc. We also have this parchment paper. You can put, you know, stuff like that on it as well. But the thing is the new items that are coming out, imagine this rug, but green. Just a green circle or a green square. And it's just like a chroma key green, and you can put any image there, and that's all there is. That will be something that's in the new update. And that's what Vim was showing on our Discord last night. You can kind of see it if you scroll up in general chat or somewhere. I can't remember where he was posting it. Here, you know what? I'll just grab the image and show you. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? So these objects, as you can see here, it's going to be the 31st, most likely. So you see these assets. You essentially can place one of these and then click on it and then replace this green with whatever image you want. If you use a PNG, it'll be blank. Now, these ones have a lot of possibility as well because the image wraps around it. So it's kind of interesting. You kind of almost make your own assets. It's right now, Vim has publicly stated they want to do the 31st. So that's what they're hoping for. And this image kind of gives you a lot of information. It's a good question. I do not know. I will test around and find out before the 21st. So on the 21st and the 28th, I will be doing 2 different reveal streams. Part 1 is the 21st. Part 2 is the 28th. We'll be showcasing a lot of new features, assets, quality of life improvements, things coming in the next update, which is launching on the 31st. The wall alone, you can skin that with your own wall thing and make your own custom walls. So as long as you have a beautiful image, you can make custom walls now. That's the way I look at it. Look right there. See that right there? Whole new icon at the bottom of the toolbar. Secret doors that blend in, yeah. Castle Duckula. All right. You know, Trace has been requested a lot on our upvote, our suggestion board and roadmap. I would recommend you go upvote that, and just to bring more attention to it, add a comment, and that way, you know, it'll be more likely to be noticed and be done sooner than later. Tracing is something that the devs know that people are interested in, and I actually I had an app for it, but I just reloaded my PC and I don't have it anymore. One second. Oh, you'll like the new update then. Sorry, I had this app. I gotta look through my computer and find it. And I also made a little... At one point, I made kind of a tutorial, a tip about it. But I think it was in the old tips and tricks. So I'm trying to find it. Unfortunately, I cannot find what I used to use for this, and I can't remember. Oh, it's called Pure Ref. There it is. Just found it. So there's an app called Pure Ref. It's not very straightforward to use, but I have used it to trace, like, blueprints, for instance, on Dungeon Alchemist. I would love to have tracing of some support, like, it's just so you could overlay an image. But one thing to consider once we get those new green screen objects is you could essentially lay an image over the entire map and just stretch it out to the size you want and use that to a degree until we get tracing, which is kind of crazy. I don't know how well that would work once you start placing objects on top of it and then delete it, it would just be gone. So that probably wouldn't work in the long run, so never mind. But that app, the Pure Ref app, is great because it allows you to do an overlay trace image and essentially use it in that way in DA, and it doesn't interfere with DA. Well, at least when I tried it, but it's a little tricky to set up for initial use. But once it's all set up, it's great. It's a really great tool. Okay, sorry about that. I was just looking at a message on our socials, and I wanted to make sure someone was getting the answer there. All right. So, man, I would also love to raise the grid, because the grid sometimes is below like rocks and stuff, like, and so it'd be nice if the grid was on the highest layer, like above everything, but I do think it starts to cause perspective issues. Notice how this rock kind of hides the grid. So that's frustrating, right? Yeah, I would like an always on top grid myself. There's a few wish list features I've been begging the devs for. One of them is when we're in a portrait mode. Like when you go to record in this mode right now in cinematic, it screenshots and records in 1920 by 1080. But when I'm in a vertical, like a portrait mode, it doesn't record in that resolution. It records in a much lower resolution. I've been wanting to make higher quality like reels and content on a day-to-day basis, and I can't. So that's one thing. Another thing I've been wanting is cannonballs, which I can safely say there will be some cannon update. And then another thing I want is when we export... Gosh, I keep hitting the wrong button. So when you hit export, I wish that we had a mode in here that was chroma export, and then this white bar would just be all a chroma key green, essentially. And that would allow you to just kind of like chroma out the background and then use it how you see fit. In tips and tricks, I think someone shared the optimal resolutions for the paintings at one point, Wolf Gold, in the Discord. I don't know exactly where it's at. Maybe Seisu, you know the link? Thank you, my man. Much appreciated. Why does the music keep stopping? Oh, I hit the end of the playlist. That makes sense. Okay. Oh, you know what map I want to work on today? That street we were working on last week. The desert town. I didn't finish it. I want to work on it on stream today. We'll work on that for the rest of the stream. So for those of you who were here last week, we started making a desert town, and I forgot to save, and then it crashed when I had like half of it built, so we had to restart. So I restarted it, and now this is what we have. So we have a water tower, which we used an oversized planter object. I don't know why it's labeled as a planter, but it looks like a water tower to me, and we put that up. Next, we have here some stables that we were starting to make before the end of the stream, which I think I'll jump right into that and work on it. But it's got some carts, some hay bale storage, which we use by putting some platforms with some wooden platforms are on top. You can kind of see them there, and then it creates like a second story. You know, that would be awesome if there was an autosave feature. There isn't. As far as I'm aware. So save often, save early. The best advice I can give. I like these little haystacks here. It's just kind of like you threw a pile in there. We'll turn collisions off so we can kind of squeeze them into the corner, and then we'll shrink them down just a little bit. And I'm just going to hit that plus button and hold shift when I click, and that will duplicate that haystack as I hold shift. You can actually, gosh, I really need to just, under our watermark here is some hotkeys. It says shift to place multiple objects and control to snap to grid. So what that means is if you place control, the haystack will snap to the grid underneath. You know, the grid that we could make up here that we were showing earlier. Now, if you hold shift while you place the object, it duplicates it. So, and it usually, some objects, it'll auto-rotate them as well. So essentially, that gives you the opportunity to rapidly generate multiple objects. looking for some tools. Rotate that around. Hit control so it snaps to the wall, and then we're gonna just put like a little farrier station right here in the entrance. Let's look up a bucket that has water because we would want to be able to douse stuff if you're heating it. And then I'm just gonna put like a little, actually, you know, I think I'm gonna put it over here. No. Yes. Because then I can put like a little furnace. The horn out that way, it makes it easier to work with. Put this here. Snap the tools there. And then we'll just make a little teeny here for this guy to work. I feel like there's a better one than that. This one. Shrink it down a little bit. Put some bellows like that. Not bad. Okay. Yeah, I moved it away from the hay bales. Smart, huh? So you always need to remember your orientation as you build. So whatever you start as, sketch the awesome. So the orientation you start as will remain that orientation no matter what. So as you get rotated around in your build, that doesn't matter. And like most virtual tabletops, like Foundry, you can't really rotate the map as far as I'm aware. How you doing, by the way, Robert? Welcome back. Save again. Well, what do you do for work, Bob? Bob Vance, Vance Refrigeration. Bob Vance, Vance Refrigeration. Oh, man. Hey, Distal, how you doing, homie? Appreciate you being here. How's your content been? Your content creation, your streams? By the way, sorry I was giving you a hard time last time you were live. Okay, well, let's put some more stuff in here. Maybe we can also put some more hay underneath. Just so it seems like they've just got this place packed to the brims with the hay. Hey! And the extra stacks is good. That's smart. Rolling the hay. Gosh. Back, I'm gonna ground you. Nay. Oh my gosh, you guys. You're the worst. Been a minute. So I'm going to just say hello to the new viewers. If we've got anyone that is new here, welcome. My name is Mac. I'm the community manager for Dungeon Alchemist. Dungeon Alchemist is an AI-powered map-making utility available on Steam. It allows you to make AI-assisted maps in a snap. Alternatively, you can dive in by hand and build maps by hand. And as I just stated, and sorry for repeating that, but basically it allows you to build beautiful, intricate maps or AI-assisted battle maps in just moments. Yep, this is part 2. We're just continuing building it. So I was kind of fleshing out the stables a little bit, Remy. Oh, you know what? We need some tack, right? Let's look under. Let's put some wheel or something over here. A spare wheel on the wall. And then. Let's look at. Let's see. I know there was like stable stuff, so let's just. Okay, there we go. Saddles. It's a good. Let's like leave a saddle right here in front of each like section. Maybe a yoke at this one because it could just be like a beast of burden. You know, it doesn't always have to be a horse. Hey, thank you so much. I'm gonna butcher your name because I'm not really good at speaking French. So it's La Couette de Bois. Thank you so much for the love, and I'm sorry if I butchered your name there. Appreciate you. Hope you're doing well, and I'm glad your DM enjoys it and you enjoy it. There was penguins at one point, like on the prehistoric record, that were big enough for humans to ride. Yeah, we had peaked out at like almost 70 earlier. Well, it was saying 70 for a minute, but I think it was bugged out viewership because the stream crashed. So it was like double registering views. But yeah, we had the nice number today. And we also had a raid earlier. I actually popped into a stream and just said hi to someone who was creating Dungeon Alchemist content. Nikki Nerds Out is her name, and she came in and raided us. So that was what kind of pushed us over and allowed the giveaway. Oh, you know, the thing is I grew up on games like Sims as well, like the original Sims. And so these games, to me, I could just kind of like therapeutically build for hours with no intention at all and be like, oh yes, this needs to go here, and over here we need one of these or it won't make sense. And this, you know what I mean? That's the kind of builder I am, and I just spend hours and hours, and that's a bit of a problem. But, you know, it is what it is. Need that blacksmith table. Like a little workbench over here. Another anvil or maybe a grindstone, that would be cool. And I really like this bellow, but it's too huge. Shrink it down a little bit. Put it in there like that and kind of rotate it. Remember, when you have collisions off, you can get objects a lot closer together than you normally would be able to. Gives you a lot more utility. Oh, for sure. Oh, honestly, I feel like Instant Dungeon will really save a lot of time in that perspective and like that regard. this is therapeutic, but sometimes you just want one click and you're done. And that's great. We excel in making environmental battle maps, and if you want to quickly draw a few buildings or something, that's awesome. But yeah, when you need a whole dungeon, Dungeon Alchemist surprisingly doesn't excel at that in the moment. But it is one of our long-term goals. One of our stretch goals is called Instant Dungeon. And what that means is we want to have a one-click huge dungeon created to your parameters. And as we get every update is added, we get more training on the AI, more assets, more improvement in our building capabilities, and that will be something that will be, I imagine that'll be one of the last updates. Thank you, Ladybird. Appreciate you. No, you save. And so it is honestly like, okay, here's the deal. I would love to keep building this desert town, but it'll be me meticulously building. Would any of you like me to, instead of building desert town, to go build a quick dungeon to show you how you can build a simple quick dungeon in a few minutes? Well, I'm just saying it'll be like our last stretch goals, Smash Bear, more than likely, I'd imagine. Oh, I know, right, Highland? She has a couple of horses. She's got a beautiful Shetland pony. I'm so jealous when I see her pony. So, would you guys rather me keep building the western town, meticulous detailing the western town, or would you want me to hurry and build a dungeon from scratch and see how quick we could build a dungeon with, like, say, 20 rooms? Okay, I'm gonna just let y'all quick dungeon. "27 years dungeon! 12 years, no trials!" Hoping we have some Adventure Time fans in here. I'll just sound like a weirdo. Okay, I'm gonna save this. Desert Town will come back to you. I'll probably work on it throughout the week, and we'll reveal it next Saturday before we start doing the... No, I don't want to show this next Saturday when we're doing a reveal stream. We'll get back to it in a couple of weeks. How does that sound? So, we're going to say goodbye to this map for today. And when I generate a dungeon personally, I think of a dungeon as an underground terrain with like walls and a ceiling, right? Typically, right? Or in a castle, or... how do y'all visualize a dungeon? I'd like to hear your opinions. Because I want to make sure we're on the same page. Because I envision a dungeon with like stone walls, rooms that some make sense, some don't. There's lots of passageways, puzzles, different shaped rooms, different things like that. Some passageways lead to nowhere, seemingly confusing, some, you know what I mean? Different stuff like that. So, there's one way to really generate what I think is a great ideal dungeon environment in Dungeon Alchemist. I have done caves in the past on stream plenty of times, and I could show a map at the very end that I've made already that will showcase that. I love all the feedback. Welcome, Tager. How you doing? Yes, we do, actually. I've made a sewer or two, actually, Kai. Okay, really quickly. I'm just going to show off 2 maps, okay? That I have made that showcase this stuff. Here is a sewer I made, and I have a demo video on our official YouTube called, it's a sewer tutorial. It shows you how to build a sewer. So here you have channels. It's more of a catacomb sewer here. So as you can see, we have a sewer channel, you know, and various decorations and grates and plant life, sewer, whatever, moss, broken gates and different channels. This is a little encounter I set up for spiders. Over here, I have some living suits of armor. You can see by the bones and the one broken one, it kind of implies something bad happens here. Anyway, this is a sewer I've made, and there's plenty of other sewers. Here's one more sewer. Or not a sewer. Here is a cave or a mine that I built. And this, I tend to show off this map at least once per stream because it is like the epitome of cave maps. It is probably one of our most popular cave or mine shafts. And this map is available on the Steam Workshop, so if you own a copy of Dungeon Alchemist, just search Dwarven Prospector Mine in the Workshop. You can download it for free. I've played on this map a couple of times. It's very fun. I designed this map to be it's a father bragging about a child, but it is one of the best examples of caves and mines we have. So, Seisu, it's kind of hard not to show it. I am the proud papa. But some things that are like in it that people don't realize you can do. I built these mine tracks from scratch. These are just tons of hammers. You can't do mine tracks yet in Dungeon Alchemist. You know, I did these little pits and stalactites, put in all this rock and stuff by hand, simulated like catwalks and multi-levels of a mine shaft being like dug out and worked on. Some of it more natural with like caves. Indeed. And our next update will actually have some really cool bioluminescent mushrooms and I believe some crystals. So, I mean, it is possible to build this stuff in Dungeon Alchemist, but it'll be by hand. It's not AI generated, a lot of it. You'll have to go in and do this by hand. Oh, yeah, for sure. So, like, right here, this here is what I imagine to be like a sluice box operation. So, like, if you're familiar with mining, there's types of mining called panning and sluice box mining, and it's where there's an excessive amount of gold dust and gold nugget content in the water, or that's found in this, you know, in this, or gold sand or dirt that they're mining. And so they'll run it through water and filter it several times and then it allows them to find the gold dust easier. And we call this creative asset misuse. This is a bunch of troughs, a water wheel, a grindstone, a water, you know, that's a planter / water tower. And then I kind of just directed a bunch of these together to make like what seems like a running water system. And at the end, I put this weird like press thing and some little buckets with water. I mean, it just kind of, essentially, it was my way. Where do you find the wheel? Which wheel? The grind wheel or the water wheel? So what's cool is, let's say you don't know what the name of an object is in Dungeon Alchemist. In a map you're looking at, you can click on the object and click this plus sign, and it'll tell you the name of the object. So you can see here it says grindstone. You can go into objects and just search grindstone. And there we go, there's two. Or this wheel here, water wheel. So you just type water wheel, and there it is. But creative misuse of assets is when you basically turn collisions off and either merge objects together, or you use a little trick we have where you can resize objects either way above their normal size or below their normal size. So under objects and structural are these neat little like stone platforms. Like this one's one of my favorites. So you could put an object like this hammer on it. That doesn't work. But anyway, you could put this hammer on it, and then you could take this and oversize the hammer, making it much larger. Then you can move this hammer and put it around. So it'll allow you to scale objects past their normal size. It's kind of I'm just teaching you the way to break things, but it allows you to make objects much larger or smaller. Lots and lots of playing around with the environment right here by scaling it and putting pillars. The water wheel is sitting on a pillar. The grindstone just kind of popped in there and moved there when I adjusted the terrain. Okay, so moving on, let's go make that dungeon, okay? We talked about a dungeon, let's make a dungeon. So I'm going to make it 50 by 50, and I'm going to set it as dark parchment because I feel like that's the epitome of like the best background for making a quick dungeon. So, we've got this big blank background. We have lots of different room types that would be ideal for a dungeon. The spider lair, a temple, maybe even a chapel. Under Alchemist, we have a few. Under Castle and Crypt. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just start with like a hallway, like an entry point, right? And I'll be over here. We'll drag it up, and I'll make it like a 10-foot hallway, right? And then it'll taper into a 20, like that, and it kind of opens up. Hey, see ya, Highland. So, Tager, the way I built my cave is I had to go in and change the flooring by hand, or I also kind of like sculpted the terrain by hand. This is okay. Thank you. Appreciate you. Love you. So that is we don't have an AI for underground caves, but you can build it by hand. Caves will have its own update in the future. So I'm going to generate this hallway really quickly. I don't know why this is taking so long, but we're going for simplicity here, right? I don't really like the way this statue is placed, so I'm going to put it up here. Rotate it. Oh, collisions are on still. Then we'll just put this right there. And this will be kind of the entry point to the dungeon, right? Mushrooms and crystals will be in the next update. A lot of the Floor is Lava content, like the objects, are making it into this update. Just the cave AI is not. So there'll be a next update after this that will flesh. It'll be kind of like everything is a Winter Wonderland Part 2 or a Winter Lava Land Part 2 that'll have the rest of the cave assets and the AI. There are rock and floor tiles. I'll show you some right now, actually. So if you go into floor natural, you have some rock ones, so you could kind of fill these in like this. Just draw in some more. I also like to take in the other one and break up the monotony a little bit by putting it in there. So it just isn't always the same pattern when you look at it, you know what I mean? That's one object to make it more natural looking. The other one is you have some rock walls. You can actually go in and change these from these like stone ones to rock ones. So this is much more cave-like. Yep, you can. Exactly. So another creative misuse of mushroom or of assets. You could take, some of these like this and place them in the corner like that, right? Now, you also can change the color on them. So if you click that little brush icon, you can kind of swap their colors to make them look more whatever, like they might be a glowing mushroom. And then lastly, you go into lights and like a candle. I like using this candle because it's small. You can go into this candle, click the light icon, change it to be like a bright green or whatever, a purple color, white, and change the brightness of it. And remember, when you have collisions off, take this object, just hide it inside there, and now it's a glowing mushroom. But yeah, this is how you make glowing mushrooms right now, but very soon we will have... so Robert, if you draw caverns by hand, Foundry has no wall export for the environmental drawing. You will have to go in and put those walls in by hand in Foundry, which is the old-fashioned way, unfortunately. And that's what the devs have been struggling with, is a development of an AI tool that allows for natural flowing-looking cave walls that also supports line of sight, light, wall generation. and that works within the infrastructure of DA. But there's some retooling to the AI that they've been doing that is really interesting and cool. I wish I could share more about it at this time, but I just can't. So soon, okay? So now we've got the first room. I would like to think of this as like a place to put a puzzle with this statue. You could basically have a notation to say that there is maybe a plaque on the statue. They have to read it. It gives them clues to how to find the next room, something like that. So, next, I will draw another offshoot, like, chamber from this one. We could do another hallway, which I am going to just have a hallway to the side over here. Like this. Actually, I'm going to extend it from here. Now, we'll have it connected. I have a hallway here. We'll offshoot this hallway there. Maybe another one going up this way. We'll have a little... Oh, shoot. Messed that up. So, do 5-foot hallways stress you guys out? They stress me out so much when I'm playing. If the hallway isn't wide enough, I'm always so stressed. Now notice here, it's still like solid, but it kind of gives away that there's something there because that's the way walls generate in Dungeon Alchemist. There's no way around this at this time. But you could still, you know, it's a solid wall. They have to finish the puzzle to get through. Monk's Wall enhancements, huh? That's interesting. I'll have to check it out. So tell me more of what it does. I know a lot of Monk's stuff in Foundry is really good, and it's a great way to transition environments. It can, yeah, exactly. And the thing is when you're exporting in Dungeon Alchemist, to give the 3D effect, the further you are from the center of the map, it gives this perspective like this where the wall is slanted. You know what I mean? And notice here, you're right over the wall almost, or right here, but at the side, you see down the side of the wall. And that's kind of the curse of the 3D in, you know, perspective. Now notice in just a straight down export that's non-ortho or whatever, we would get basically just the top down would get rid of that entirely. So in the beginning of a dungeon, I like to have small corridors and things branch out into more like a spider web. So I think a 5-foot hallway in the beginning is okay, but later on, you don't want as many of them, especially as the encounters get harder. You need to think about that when you're building maps because it can become a problem for the party when there's only one person who can battle or someone has to pass through them like a halfling, someone smaller or whatever, pass through that environment. See, if it were me being the DM, I would tell them there's a ceiling here. They can't walk over the wall. Or in a hedge maze, I would say that the hedges are like magically resistant, and if you touch them, you're stuck to them for like a round of combat. So basically, it's something that they don't want to touch, you know? That would be the way I would prevent them from ruining my maze. My cave map I showed earlier, like from the top down, that's a ceiling of a cave. It's not something they can climb over, you know? So in my mind, they would have to like traverse those caverns. So we could have this be a false offshoot of the dungeon, and we'll put another one over here. I really like the hallway one when drawing dungeons. Make this a 3 wide here. And we'll have another offshoot that's a 2 wide this way. And then we'll generate that to start. Now remember, you can always go into the floor types, change them to be like a more, the natural stone. And again, you can draw the walls as natural stone. Unfortunately, there's no AI natural stone drawing, but they do exist, so at least you can quickly swap them out. I'm so mad it put a door there. It had that shrub there that looked great. Maybe. That would be cool to make tile sets in Dark Parchment and then import them into others. So I've been kind of toying around with a project for the community, an idea where I'm creating a huge grid that's like, say, 20 or 30 tiles, and they're all numbered. And each tile is like a 20 by 20 or a 40 by 40 space. So 1, 40 by 40, 2, 40 by 40, and then each one of those tiles is assigned to someone. Someone can volunteer to pick that tile, and then they have to make a map. And the only rules for the map is they use a template that is existing roads and infrastructure for the map. And so those roads, if done correctly, if everyone keeps those roads and doesn't adjust them, it'll interlink into like a crazy huge city that all works together. Does that make sense? I don't know if anyone would be interested in that idea, but it would be fun because I would just make a base map that's like kind of roads and infrastructure, and then each of those would fit together perfectly, and then people could decorate that tile, that map. You can build cities to a degree right now, but the thing is yeah, working together with a team would make it a lot quicker. Okay, I need some help coming up with puzzle ideas here. So this candle, we could leave it just kind of in the corner lit up. Maybe put something over here next to this skull. What would you put over here? Could put a chest to imply there's something interesting, but it also is probably a mimic. Oh man, forgot I turned the collisions back on. So I would love to build a huge community map that way. So basically, if any of you all are interested, DM me on Discord so I know you're interested. And that way I'll keep you on my short list for when I get this thing all developed. Okay, table with 5 goblets. Let's do that in here. I like that. Tabe. Let's do... Oh, I also like this just random urn sitting there. It's ominous, isn't it? Like, what the heck is this thing doing here? You just really like to watch the world burn, don't you say, Sue? A party, like, if I was in the party that found that, I'd be like, what is this here for? Why? What's this all about? We need to investigate this. Oh, I already used that one twice. A bunch of different chalices, okay? And what I'm going to do is put a lamp on the wall. Let's use one of these sconces, probably. Really like this. And under the... Oh my gosh, you guys are evil. We're going to put a statue right here. Go to this door. Change the stone wall. How about a statue missing a head? Or should we put a different statue? So you're just gonna have a bookcase here? Yeah, you are annoying. It's that secret door, right? It's just some bookcase sitting here with a statue behind it. If you were my DM, I'd be so mad. Oh my gosh, saves you. Be like, what is the point of this? This is so random and pointless, but I love it. That's exactly how it should be in a dungeon like this. There's just parts that are like, what am I even looking at? Okay, I want to put another offshoot this way. Let's do a small hallway, and then we're going to do a burial chamber. Quite large. This will be probably the largest room that they've experienced thus far. I don't really like the generation on that one, so I'm gonna... Oh. Ooh, actually I did like that one with the plaques. Because it's almost like it's a puzzle and you have to figure it out. Generate a few more. I just like playing around with the generation like this sometimes. I don't really like how it's laying these whatevers. We're going to put another gate here, though. That looks fun. Oh, man, there's not a wall there. 1 second. Notice my music stopped. And we're going to take and put a wall just right plus sign, and then that way we can put this door on the wall. And then I'm going to have these in here. Okay, I'm gonna save this really quick. This right here, it's just the 6 weird things with the skull and crossbones on them are really ominous. Like, what am I looking at here? You know what I mean? So, that's a neat one. One moment. Ah, smart. Well, we got 5, so what we'll do is we'll just put 1 on each. I like how we're making the puzzles as we go. This is just like in true DM fashion. I wish we had the little wooden one like in Indiana Jones, though. We do have some cups. Like... like there's cups. Or like a... what is it called? I'm drawing a blank right now. It is a, it's in the food section. Oh, you're right. Food and drink. There it is. There's like a wooden mug. There's a clay one. So one of those would be more down to earth. The clay one seems like the right vibe. So we could mix in a couple of like generic ones in there. Let's get rid of this skull here and we'll put a mug. And then I want to put something to pour from right in the middle. So the puzzle is they have to pour a drink in one of the cups and take a drink. And then... make the mug really big. That big? Okay, I want to put some bones in this room. So I'm going to use the object eraser. And we've got like bones and whatnot. So we can kind of fill it up with some death in here. Okay, what should we do next, fam? What's the next room we should make? Oh my gosh, it's almost 2. Holy cow! Stream went by so quick today. Dang! Mystery drink code Bert. Well, it's that time to wrap up the stream. So before we end, really quickly, does anyone have any last minute questions about Dungeon Alchemist? Related to our development, how to build something, etc. Think of this as like an AMA where you can ask me all sorts of questions related to Dungeon Alchemist and I'll do my best to answer them. See, what I would have done here instead of this Seisu, I would have put like a bunch of vines they have to cut away or something. I like team builds. It's fun where we work together. Starseeker, I can't. Next week is this showcase build. Please understand that I want to be able to showcase all this amazing content to you guys, but a lot of it is part of the next 2 streams. So I want to make sure that content's reserved for that. This particular build I haven't saved anywhere, but I could. I could just save it on the Steam Workshop right now. So as long as you own a copy of Dungeon Alchemist, you could download this map. Here, let me publish it, okay? Stream Dungeon V1. I'll make it public. An ongoing stream build of a typical, of a dungeon using DA. Find us each week on Twitch at www.twitch.tv/DungeonAlchemist. Okay, so I'll update. Let's get a good picture, actually. We'll publish that. So, Stream Dungeon V1, or just Stream Dungeon. I'm publishing this right now, so it'll be available for you to download and check out. And then as I update it each week, it'll get expanded, okay? Okay, so do we have any questions? Starseeker, did you see the green icon thing I showed? Or like the green... Oh, there we go. There's the map. It's ready to go. Okay, so earlier I showcased something Vim shared on our Discord last night. This is something Vim shared on Discord, is not like a public announcement teaser, just in general for fun. And this right here is a crazy, crazy addition to Dungeon Alchemist. And I don't know if you guys grasp what this can do just by looking at it. but it's an amazing new addition in that these objects are essentially flat objects that are green that you can swap out the image with whatever you want. So it's a blank slate. And notice this one that's a cube or this one that's a wall. You can use this to essentially create your own new wall skins. Can we create the money for nothing? You know what? That would be hilarious. That video is ridiculously iconic. This is so new, nothing exists for it. Hey, thank you, Seisu. So this is just like, I only just got to test out this new feature yesterday, but the point of this is allows you to import a custom image. So say you wanted a blood splatter or a custom wall, or maybe you wanted, maybe a custom floor tile, etc. These will be in the update, which goes live January 31st. So, our next 2 streams, January 21st and 28th, which in our Discord, we have some events about that, and I will be making an announcement later today relative to those streams. They will be part 1 and part 2 of a showcase of our next update. We'll be showcasing new features, quality of life improvements, new assets, etc. For the new update. So if you want to see what's coming live, you can tune into those streams and catch me showcasing that, both the 21st and the 28th. The events in Discord, if you RSVP to those events, that will remind you in your time zone. It shows the information in your specific time zone and date, so it's very easy for you to keep track of. Yep, Raven, if for some reason you don't catch the stream, every single stream, without question, I will take the stream, download it, trim it for time to get rid of like the 10-minute intro and the few-minute outro that's just like a, generic graphic, and then I put that on our YouTube, and it's there for prosperity forever. So you can watch any of our damn streams, any of our old reveal streams, you can watch them still. And that's something that I try to keep a good record of, because Twitch deletes our VODs after like a week or 2. So now with this, me uploading them to YouTube, you can watch them. And the reveal streams will be up there within about 24 to 48 hours. Sometimes Twitch is a butt about me downloading the VODs. It takes forever. But then YouTube takes forever to process a 2-hour plus stream. So it has, some setbacks for me setting it up. It takes me between, like I said, 1 to 2 days to get it uploaded. Anyway, I hope to see you all next week on the stream. We will be here same damn time, same damn channel. That is 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. UTC. It will be part 1 of 2, where we showcase our next update. Everything is a winter lava land. And yes, remember, the damn challenge is back. You have between now and the 28th of this month to create a map using library as a theme. Submit that map to the damn challenge section of our Discord. Follow the rules that are pinned in the top of the damn challenge section, please, or your entry will not be considered. I have to remind you to put everything in there. But typically that would be, you upload it to Steam Workshop, you have a picture, short description saying library as part of the build, so I know that's part of that damn challenge, as well as the damn file. So everything is there for people right away, and they can download it, or I can download it and get looking at it right away. Anyway, remember, the map can be any shape or size, just as long as you use library as the theme. And the winner, not only do they win a little bit of notoriety in our stream, they get a VIP tag as well as a artist tag, but additionally, they get a $10 Hero Forge gift card. Yeah, any shape or size. I will be back next Saturday, everyone, so I hope you have a wonderful week. And like I said, remember, next week is going to be a huge stream, lots of new content to absorb and check out. So please try to do your best to make it, and check out our Discord so you can subscribe to the event and get a reminder when we go live. Again, everyone, my name is Mac. I am the community manager for Dungeon Alchemist. This is the official Dungeon Alchemist channel. We use this channel to showcase how to build things in Dungeon Alchemist and to show off amazing builds on our Steam workshop that were shared by our very talented Cartographer community. These streams are every Saturday without fail, unless, you know, there's like a death in my family or I'm sick or something. So we'll hope to see you in the future. Again, my name is Mac. We'll see you next time I give a damn.